Hello, and welcome to Hulu's Only Murders in the Building official podcast. I'm your host, Michael Cyril Creighton. I play your favorite trio's fourth wheel, the man who has, against all odds, survived 5 seasons of this show, Howard Morris. Well, today's episode is all about the finale, episode 10, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. Today is a huge episode because we know who killed Lester, and it wasn't me, thank God. We will talk to our trio, Lester himself, Teddy Kuca, actress Beanie Feldstein, David Patrick Kelly, who plays Trashman Miller, co-creator, showrunner John Hoffman, and the murderer. Woo, what a show. But first, a quick recap of episode 10. So if you haven't watched, stop right now, definitely watch first, come back after you've seen it, and I will be here waiting for you with open arms.
Sayonara, Arconia.
Sayonara, Arconia?
The trio lures the billionaires into the casino and learns they all have their fingers. Then Mayor Tillman arrives. Mabel reveals that his finger is fake.
I suppose I should say, ow?
Flashbacks reveal it all. The mayor was having an affair with Sophia. Nikki chopped off his finger. Lester intervened and accidentally killed Nikki.
Oh! Is my finger in there? Is my finger in here?
The mayor then shoved Lester into the fountain. But the mayor ties up the trio, hoping they'll go down with the building. Charles picks a lock, freeing them. Thee performs a concert as the trio busts in, exposing the mayor.
Mayor Tillman is a murderer!
3 months later, a red-headed woman collapses dead just inside the Arconia. It's our old frenemy, Cinda Canning. It only seems right that we end our season talking to our heroes, Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. Not only did they solve another murder, they saved our building. Thank you, you three.
You're welcome.
Welcome back. Did you miss me?
I did.
Yeah.
Terribly. This was our 5th finale, and I really think it all came together quite nicely.
Yes.
I'm curious how you felt when you saw how all the puzzle pieces came together, because Selena, I know that you don't like to know too much ahead of time, right?
I don't ever know who actually did the crime until 7th episode.
Right.
Most of the time, it's just because I should read the scripts more, but it's also just that it makes it fun for me to also have that excitement. And I do like to figure it out with the audience in a way.
Yeah.
But when I watch an episode, I get so excited to see how it's woven together. Our incredible team, it's just, we're really lucky.
Steve, do you know from the beginning because you're involved in the room?
Somewhat. I don't ask a lot, like who did it. I usually find out through osmosis. Like this season, I didn't really know, I didn't really inquire until episode 6, because I like to see the machinations that the writers are dreaming up.
So in this episode, we learned...
I guess you're not interested in whether I knew.
Well, I am actually interested.
I found out early, but I don't retain things anymore, so I forgot.
In this episode, we find out that Charles was not on testosterone the whole season, that it was a placebo, but it was very convincing. And I was wondering how you made that so convincing, the sort of new potent side of Charles.
Well, it's the power of the placebo. I thought it was, very funny that Charles believes he is taking testosterone in a group, and so you see him behave more macho and more, sexualized a little stronger.
I'm taking testosterone. What?
I am really fighting the urge to pick you up right now.
Oh, please don't.
Coming at ya!
No, Charles, please, put me down. Charles, don't.
And then he discovers he was in the placebo group. And then the story is, but it's sort of like the Wizard of Oz. Well, you did all those things anyway without the magic. And is that the Wizard of Oz I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Yes.
That's Virginia Woolf.
Yeah. Virginia Woolf. And so, there's a little sort of, fantasy tale in that. But I didn't have to do much. You kind of figure it out as an actor.
I actually have a very high testosterone level. My doctor did a test.
Is that true?
Is that surprising to you?
It's startling.
It might be why I sweat so much.
Yeah.
Selena?
Yes.
The trio gets a little help from their friends in this episode, and one of your friends, Thee, does an impromptu concert down in the gaming parlor as a distraction, which is fantastic.
Yes.
What was it like for you acting opposite a pop star?
It was really fun because I've actually worked with Beanie in Neighbors too, and then to see her and where she's evolved and how she's become this incredible actress and so multifaceted. So it was just a joy.
Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Stop playing my song, you cute little robot.
I don't think I could keep a straight face while she was doing the routine on top of the
We
table.
think she was terrific. We
I
had a
thought,
great
yes, I
time
thought
with
she
her.
was fantastic
Yeah.
in every scene
Yeah.
and so funny.
Still
and
have
so,
the song in my head.
And perfect character acting because she never was trying to be funny. She was just so into the character that it was hilarious.
Yeah, she's awesome. Marty, we had talked about like how Mabel is of the age where she can change. She's in her 30s and Charles and Oliver are older. They're not really in a place where they change. But this season, Oliver is really facing his narcissism, right? He's trying to get past it.
Did you say Oliver or Marty?
Oliver, what happened to you?
Well, I thought about what you said to me the other day when you complimented me. What'd you call me?
Self-centered narcissist.
Yes, that was it.
Oliver's trying to get past that and sort of move forward and change a bit. Do you think he's capable of change? Do you think he's going to find generosity of spirit?
I think through his marriage, that would help. You know, once you become in a partnership, I think the partner can help you aspire to something you maybe would like to change about yourself.
Yeah. I'm excited to see generous Oliver.
Yeah, it ain't
I
gonna
never
happen.
think of Oliver as narcissistic. I think of him as preoccupied with his work, and he does have generous quality. Anyway, enough about me.
Let me ask you something just before we end.
Yes.
You're doing this podcast. How do you feel you're doing?
You're doing all right. Yeah, I think
I think you're
pretty
doing
good.
terrific.
I do.
I
do
mean, I
too.
like having you three here. It's very comfortable.
I think you're doing
I
it
think I make people
fantastically.
comfortable.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I am excited to see what our next investigation brings. And thank you so much for an incredible season.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Stay safe.
So yeah, I killed Lester.
Jackpot.
Bingo.
Uno.
He's been here before, and now he's back, once again hiding safely on the other side of a screen. It all makes sense now. It is our killer, Keegan-Michael Key.
Yes, everything has been revealed.
Well,
thank you
well,
for having
well.
me back, Michael. Well. You are not, no one was expecting that. You know what? What a favor John Hoffman did for me by putting Christoph Waltz in this show. Because there's no way anybody was thinking I was the killer. I just love the fact that I was put into a position to be a victim.
I
You know what I
know,
mean?
yeah.
Because, you know, he doesn't have a finger, and his finger got chopped. Oh my God, what's happened? And then after that scene's over, and you're discovered that I then did this to. It's just a great reveal.
It really is.
It's a great
And like,
reveal.
I actually am a little mad at myself for being surprised because, like, you're a politician, a corrupt politician who's a
corrupt
little bit
politician, like,
dangerous,
why
doing
wouldn't
really
it be
seedy
him?
stuff. Of course it's him.
It's funny. This season, I mean, it's every season, but I did feel very much so in this season that a lot of dominoes tumbled at the end.
Yeah, big time.
A lot. I mean, we learned a lot of stuff at the end.
About a lot of
And
people.
I was extremely satisfied with it. And by the way, I found out I was the killer before I knew so many other aspects of my character. I didn't know I was in cahoots with the billionaires. I didn't know that I had an affair with Taya's character, with Sophia. There were so many things I didn't know. I was playing so much catch up on the day that we filmed in the restaurant where I come across Charles and Sophia at dinner, and all of
at
Sophia's
the hibachi place? Yeah.
Yeah, at the yes. There were so many things revealed to me on that day. I was like, I'm sorry, what? We're having an affair?
Yeah.
What's happened?
Surprise.
Hey, bring it in.
Oh, we're doing it. This is Sophia Cacciamilio.
Pleasure.
I saw your picture in the paper next to the sad news about your husband. My condolences.
At what point did they tell you you were the killer? Like, how early on did you know that?
To be honest with you, I knew nothing about the killing until the evening before I shot the scene with Teddy.
Really?
I did not know. Yeah, I mean, John, I think this feels like this is my theory. It feels like it's John's MO to keep everybody in the dark as long as he can. So then even you, the performer, have plausible deniability.
Right. So you don't tip your hat all the time, and you don't
Yeah. The only thing the only red herring, no, it's not a red herring, it was a clue, for me as a performer is that John constantly was reminding me, and this is a good thing. He always goes, I'm so sorry I have to do this. But he was constantly reminding me to be conscious of this finger. He goes, be conscious that of your finger, please. And that was on the first day.
You know, Romy, I could really use a coffee from that bodega on 74th.
Thank you. And I was like, what about my finger? He goes, just make sure you don't bend your finger. And I even then, I didn't know exactly what was going on.
What a crazy note. Just make sure not to bend your finger. All I would think about is my finger.
That's all I would think. Yeah. He was like, I'm so sorry, because now all you think about is your finger. And I went, no, I'm good. It's a fun acting exercise.
Right.
To be conscious of this physical
it's
quality
like when
while
someone
you're
in college was like, don't move your eyebrows. I was like, impossible.
Right. Don't put your hand in those pockets.
Well, I'm going to. I am. That's my whole like acting career is based on eyebrows and hands in pockets.
Eyebrows and hands in pockets, yeah.
What does it feel like for everybody to be fighting over your finger? I mean, everybody wants that finger.
I felt very privileged, you know, that I had a very valuable digit.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, but it was very, I mean, it's so interesting that this appendage is like the most important thing in the story. It was I thought a very fascinating MacGuffin.
Yeah.
To use for this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like I was talking to Jane Lynch for one of these things, and they're like, you know, when you're killed, you know, you're always going to be talked about. So even when you're not there, you're being talked about. In a way, the whole season started with you, because it's your finger in that shrimp, and your finger drives us through the end of the season.
It was fun because they weren't talking about my character posthumously. They were talking about a part of my body posthumously.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
It was simply a part of Bo Tillman that was being spoken about throughout the entire season.
Yeah, I can see there being like finger merch this season, like little fingers on a chain. When I watched the scene of you chasing Lester through the lobby and into the courtyard, it really got me choked up.
You want to stop me? You're going to have to kill me. Right here, in front of all the security cameras.
We all love Teddy. Lester's been part of the building from the beginning. We learned so much more about him this season, and he really is such a human now. Like, there's just so much humanity to him.
I agree, Michael. We got to learn all of these dimensions of Lester's life. It was really, really lovely.
Yeah, and you kill him. You kill him.
Yeah, which is great, because I only have to do half the work to be ruthless.
Yeah. But it is really ruthless.
Like
it is scary.
The history of this character on the show does half the work.
Yeah. It's just like there's something about the way he is so earnestly and fervently defending the honor of the building.
Yeah.
So in a way, you're trying to kill our building. Like it just really got me. It got me watching it. It was really effective. And you are so good at the switch, because I mean, especially like when we're down and you get caught, when you're down in the gaming room, you get caught and you're trying to get out of it, and you're doing some politician speak, and then you quickly run.
Okay, the truth is AI, deepfakes. That is no more evidence of guilt than, say...
Okay, this has got to stop happening.
Just take off.
And then you run after Lester, and you're like, there's a point, which is I thought it was such a great writing, but also great acting. You are talking to him, trying to get the finger from him, and you're like, my dad was a cab driver.
Yep.
You know, it's such a politician thing to do, is try to appeal to him that way, you know, through your working class roots and whatnot.
I identify with you. Yeah, like you said, yeah.
And when he resisted, boom, you got so dark, and it was so good.
Oh, that's very sweet, Michael. I appreciate it.
Love it.
Thank you. Yeah.
But is it a little scary to kill one of our fan favorites?
I mean, I have to tell you, when I was actually reading the scripts and the reveal was revealed, when the reveal was revealed to me, I got goosebumps. It's really great, because it is. There's so much weight to someone like Lester dying. Like you said, he was defending the building. He's a symbol of the building.
Yeah.
It was well put, Michael, to say that in a manner of speaking, on killing a way of life, or he's trying to kill a way of life, and for avarice.
Yeah.
He's killing a way of life simply for avarice.
Yeah.
And that's what that's the most ruthless thing, the most evil thing, is that it's just simply all about greed and power.
Yeah. 100%. Was it hard to keep this a secret? I mean, once you knew what was up, once you knew how involved you were in the season, did you tell your wife?
Yes.
That's a rule we have in my family, is if you're killed or the killer, you have to tell your spouse.
You got to have to tell your spouse or your partner.
Yes.
My wife and I also, we work together creatively so often. And my wife's been in this business for a very long time. She is my partner. She's my business partner. She's also, by the way, she's my acting coach. So she helps me, she helps you go, what about this or there, or this idea? She always helps give me another perspective or another choice. Like sometimes, sometimes you make this choice, you're like, oh, I don't want to make the first choice. I want to make the third choice. But she'll always have like a fourth choice. And I'll go, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Let me try that on the day, And so she knew, but then it's interesting, Michael, I kind of look at almost everything like an acting exercise. So once you have a secret, this is something else I learned from my partner, is she said, have a secret. Sometimes it gives you more layers, like have a secret. But I had a real secret in real life.
Right.
And so people, and the thing is, you want to say something because when you bump into somebody on the street or a family friend and they go, oh, I love that show.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, you're gonna love it.
Do you have any favorite memories from set, either on set or off set this season?
I think one of my favorite things that I discovered on set is how the dynamic between Oliver and Charles is so similar to the dynamic between Marty and Steve.
Oh my God, yes.
You know, and that's something that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed watching them play off of each other in real life and play off of each other in the show.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating because they're so close in real life. And there's a little more distance between Charles and Oliver. They're not best friends.
Right.
It's they have a common interest that brings them together.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Steve and Marty have several common interests that bring them together.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that, I got to one specific thing is I loved that we had the rap party on the set in the casino.
It was fantastic.
Isn't that,
it was a really
great.
good rap party. It was a really good rap party. And it's funny that you said the thing about watching Steve and Marty off screen. Also, Selena's relationship to the two of them mirrors so much her relationship with them on the show.
This is a me question.
Oh, Charles, what did we say about the word lover?
That I'm never to use it regarding myself.
Thank you.
Yes, that Mabel. I think there was one time. I wish I could specifically remember what Selena was trying to show Marty, but I remember her showing him the phone. It's one of these deals where it's like, no, you get. Yeah, because that's the feat. You're reading it.
Yeah.
Like her explaining something to him on
like how to
phone.
post a story or something like that.
Just how to
turn
post
your
a
phone
story.
this way.
Right.
Turn your phone this
that's
way.
a reel. That's a reel.
That's
you don't
a
want to do
reel.
the reel. You want it to be on stories.
Yeah.
It was so. Yeah. I mean, there were so many moments that they're kind of blending together into this vibe, this wonderful, warm, fun vibe.
It is great. Like a few people, Jess Rosenthal, who's been our executive producer from the beginning and been there every day for every season.
Love Jess.
His favorite thing was, one of his favorite things is she said simply just the green room. Like just being in the green room with everybody, the different people that come in and out of that room. There is we're on a show that's such a joy to be on. The material's so good. The characters are so fun, but all the other stuff is beyond. It makes it so
beyond.
special.
Yeah, it's such a lovely vibe. And I mean, I remember I did the first day, in meeting, I got to meet Diane Wiest, and I was just like, "You're Diane Wiest," and then she was sweet. So she was sweet, and Renee Zellweger was sweet,
right?
And Logan Lerman, I just wanted to hug the kid.
Yeah.
Everybody that you brought, everybody that came in, we all serve our. I know it's utilitarian. We all serve our purpose,
right?
In regard to telling the story.
Yeah.
But everybody's was also so darn lovely.
Yeah.
It was great.
It's the best.
It was great.
So, Keegan-Michael Key, you have now joined the Only Murders in the Building Murderer Hall of Fame, along with Jan and Poppy and Donna and Cliff and Marshall P. Pope. Do you have any last words?
I hope that in season 6, that either the mayor is given a reprieve or can offer some kind of guidance from behind bars. I'm simply
throwing that out there.
do with that what he will.
I hope for that too. I always hope for like a women in prison episode, but also with you and Cliff DeMeo. And you and Cliff DeMeo. You're all in some sort of white collar prison, and we get an
maybe
episode.
We're all in group therapy together.
Exactly.
But for some reason, there's two prisons across the street from each other, but they do the group therapy in the little building in the middle. You know.
That's a great idea. We're gonna pitch it to John Hoffman. We're so lucky that you were part of the show this season. You were such a good killer. You really had me fooled.
I was lucky. This was I was so fortunate. What a lovely experience.
You were so great. Thank you for doing this, and I can't wait to see you again.
Me too. I know. Hopefully very soon.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You too, man. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
What do you think you're doing? What I should have done long ago. Stand up to you. Put an end to all this.
Now, it wouldn't be a season finale without a word from our victim. So, we welcome back Teddy Kuca.
Hello, Michael.
Hello, Teddy. Vengeance for Lester. What did you think when you found out how Lester died and how it all played out?
I was very surprised how Lester dies. I really thought how everything worked out was just wonderful the way it was written, because we must have thought originally that Lester was killed in his skirmish with Nikki.
Yeah.
But we learned then, no, Lester wasn't killed then. Lester was able to move on from there.
Yeah. And Lester is also a killer.
Lester's a killer, but he didn't mean to kill anyone.
It's an accident. He's an accidental killer.
It was an accident.
Yeah,
sure.
No big deal.
I mean, he didn't pick up that cleaver.
No.
I mean, he took it away, but he didn't pick it up.
Yeah. Do you think Lester has faith in the trio? Do you think Lester knew the trio could solve his murder?
Absolutely, because I say it to my killer, my friends are going to catch you.
Come on, do the right thing. Give me that pointer.
My friends are gonna catch you.
And that's who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of their podcasts also.
Yeah.
I listen to it with my wife, and Lester loves these people.
Yeah.
He loves these people.
And he does such a great job of, because he listens to the podcast and because he knows the trio so well, he plants the seeds so well. The finger, the text message, he gives them the clues, so even though he's gone, they can avenge him. I think that's pretty great.
No, I do too, yeah.
There's a pretty intense scene with you and Keegan, right? The mayor?
Absolutely, yeah.
What was it like to film that?
It was kind of tough because I'm running away from him, and there was a lot of little tidbits within that we had to make sure we hit. Like there's a camera in the tree. I have this little bird call whistle, which triggers the camera. It was intense. I mean, it was physical.
Yeah.
It was probably the most physical thing I've ever done.
You must have been pretty exhausted.
I was exhausted. I was, and I was in pain for a day or two because really, I mean, I was using muscles that I haven't used in many years.
Yeah.
I mean, running and crawling and this and that, and thank God for stunt guys. We'll say that again.
I know. Thank God for stunt guys. That's the whole premise of season 4.
Right.
Thank God for stunt people.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about working with Bobby Cannavale.
I always loved Bobby as an actor, and I didn't know him. And we actually grew up in New Jersey. Like our high schools were rivals, but he was younger than me, and of course I didn't know him. But working with Bobby was like, it was. First of all, I spent my first 13 years in Brooklyn in a neighborhood where there were a lot of Bobbies.
Yeah.
And Bobby just nails those guys. He just nails them. And just the scenes working with Bobby, and that final scene when he ends up on top of me, and he's literally laying on top of me. But he's also whispering in my ear, "You okay? You okay?" So, but it was, I just was thrilled with working with Bobby, because Bobby is the one person who I really spent a lot of time with this season.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was a thrill. And I have to say this too, is that when I met Renee,
oh my God, the nicest.
The nicest, but she said to me,
she said to me, "You're the hero this season," which I realized, I said, she's right. I am the hero this season, and it never dawned on me. And you're right, she's very sweet.
Yeah, and she's right. You are the hero.
Great.
Thank you so much for being here, Teddy.
Michael, I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, I wish we could solve your murder over and over again. And I can't wait to see you again soon.
And maybe I'll see you soon.
I was thinking about doing a little farewell set in the secret gaming parlor that's downstairs. Only if you want to. All right, follow Thee. It's just down here. Excuse me, sweetheart.
We are back with Beanie Feldstein for a third time.
Okay.
We needed you back because Thee sort of saves the day in this episode.
I would say with Howard.
With Howard.
We're in
and Miller.
cahoots. And Miller.
We're all in cahoots. We sort of, the underdogs save the day. These slightly annoying but vulnerable characters save the day.
Totally.
Tell me about this. So we filmed in the lobby. You distract the press corps.
Yes.
So that we can get down into the gaming parlor.
Yes.
And then in the gaming parlor, you get on a poker table, dance, and sing your song.
That is correct.
What was it like filming that?
This was so fun. I didn't know, when at the beginning of the season, they're still writing. So I didn't know how far into the season I was going to get.
Right.
And when they told me I was coming back for the finale, I was so excited and so honored. And then they were like, "You're doing Wish You Were Me" up on a roulette table. And I was like, excuse me? But we had so much fun. It was so fun even getting a glimpse of the Thee Howard connection. We were sort of like locked in immediately, which I felt to my core. I got to finally work with Renee and Keegan and Christoph and Logan. I was like, it's so fun to see all of the players, no pun intended, of this season, like finally all be in one space.
Yeah.
And that was like, for me, so joyful because I hadn't had all of them, hadn't gotten to work with them yet. And it was really fun for Thee to use her obnoxiousness for good and sort of be like, you need a distraction? I am a distraction.
Yeah. I mean, you were in the pinkest dress.
Dana and I tried on like that look and then a more subtle for Thee look. And of course they went with like the crazier one. And I mean, one of the most iconic looks ever.
What was it like? You said this is the first time you were in the room with Renee. And what was it like doing the dance and the song in front of Renee?
I mean,
as your first introduction to each other.
She's the nicest woman.
I can't
She's
get
like
over
a
it.
fairy.
Yeah.
She's like a pixie. Like she just flips around to everyone with kindness.
Have you ever seen her with an animal?
Well, I saw her with your Sharon.
Yes. I've never seen someone like love my dog more than me. And Sharon was just like
belly up.
melted into Renee Zellweger's arms.
She was like, I do love Oscar winners.
She does. Sharon is like that.
I love Sharon.
Yeah.
But Jamie, our amazing director of this episode, was like, I'm going to put you next to Renee for like the bulk of the reveal, shall I say, scene. And I was like, I just get to like be next to Renee. And so my first, introduction to her was being in like all these 2 shots with her and and I kept pulling shtick at her and I was like, if you don't want to meet me in my shtick, like ignore me or tell me to stop. And she was like, I love it. And we just kept doing all this silly shtick together. It was so fun.
So fun.
She's so game.
Yeah.
And Logan's so kind and Christoph is like, I was like, again, so nervous to be around him. He's like,
I keep waiting for the day when we get some sort of diva or someone awful on the show, but like we have had just the best of the best.
I mean, I think as a guest, I can say like 3 of them and you set the kindest, most welcoming, most ambitious, work hard, but enjoy yourself and be playful tone that like if anyone came in rude, it would just be like, see ya.
Get him out. Get him out. Yeah.
It's amazing.
We fit in perfectly. Did you ever think you were the killer? Because I was convinced you were. When you were cast, when I saw your name, I was
You
like, well,
thought
it's
I
her.
was the killer?
Before I knew anything about the character, I was like, Beanie's going to be the killer.
How dare you?
I think that about everybody that comes on the set. I think about myself every single episode, and I'm always wrong. Someday.
See, I knew Thee was just there for like deep emotional vibes.
Yeah.
She was there for nothing but emotion and vibes. I was like completely convinced.
You knew.
My hands were clean, baby. They were just nail art. There was nothing else on them. Anyway.
That's the perfect way to end this
My
season,
brain
I
is starting
think.
to mush.
Thank you so much for being here, Beanie. I'm so glad we got to share this season together.
Thank
I
you.
hope we see each other again.
I really feel that Howard needs to be a part of Thieves team.
Oh.
I'm putting it out there.
He's willing to try anything. As long as
He's gonna climb that social ladder no matter what.
He's like very his passions shift. There was yodeling, there was puzzles, there's library and science, and now there's robots. That shifted fast.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
You're an angel. This
You are
is so
too.
fun. Could talk for
Thanks.
days.
Me too. Now, a segment we call Michael Cyril Creighton on Howard Francis Morris. In this episode, Howard helped solve the mystery, attended an amazing pop-up concert, got himself a new human love interest who's dumb as a rock and tall as a tree.
They remind me of my murdered father. Is that weird?
It's very weird, Vinny. And I love them.
And even found time to be present for the final cliffhanger. Now that is what I call job security. This has been Michael Cyril Creighton on Howard Francis Morris. You're welcome.
Uncle, these fell down my chute. Aren't these Mabel, Charles, and Oliver's phones?
Oh my God.
One Arconia staff member who played a big role in solving the mystery is Trashman Miller. So we had to have back David Patrick Kelly. Hey, DPK.
Michael, delighted to be here with you.
Delighted to be here with you. Now, did you know when you were hired for this season that Miller was going to be a hero of sorts in the finale?
Absolutely not. And they changed it a little bit.
Yeah.
From time to time.
Yeah.
You know, just to keep it moving so people don't get too ahead of things.
Right.
And that was good. But it was great to be there and let the truth of, New York sanitation come to the fore.
Yeah. It's sort of, it's surprising. He's a big part of saving the day. He finds those phones. He helps Howard get downstairs so we can apprehend the killer. What does it feel like to be a hero?
I like to say trash never sleeps, Michael. Trash never sleeps, and exposing the corruptos is always valuable.
Yeah.
And you can use those words in Scrabble. That's a real word,
yeah.
corrupto.
And we could use more Trashman Millers in our world today. Sort of fighting the corruption one piece of trash at a time.
Yes.
There's a term that you use in the final episode when you find the phones. You run across the lobby past Camilla, past the mayor, and you come to Howard and you say, what's the word?
Well, I use that as a shibboleth for you, a secret word, mungo, mungo, mungo.
Yeah.
Because in my research from a book called Picking It Up by Robin Nagel, who is a Brit who came and worked for the Department of Sanitation for a couple of years, he discovered that all the sanitation workers in New York use the word mongo for something that they find in the trash that's valuable.
Uncle, these fell down my chute. Aren't these?
There's an actual museum on 99th Street and First Avenue that has all this stuff that they've collected for 50, 60 years in there,
Wow.
And it's some pretty interesting history in there, to see different eras, what people were into, and, what's valuable. Lots of ukuleles.
Yeah.
Tons. Many ukuleles.
Tons?
So many.
That's where I'll go if I ever want to pick up the ukulele.
You got to do it. Music is your friend, Michael. Music is your friend forever.
It is. I know I find it sometimes hard to join an established show that's been around for a while as a guest because there's a rhythm, there's a groove. Sometimes it's hard to be the person that just pops in and out. How did you find it joining the Arconia in season 5? What was the experience like for you joining this cast?
Well, it was daunting, but they kind of wrote that into the role, which was great.
Yeah.
So my feelings about being with all you and my love for the show, because I was a devoted follower before, and it's such a unique and wonderful thing. I wanted to do it immediately, and so it's difficult, but it was also easy because they wrote that aspect into the show. His kind of I don't want to say there's a little bit of tension, kind of resentment of being late to the party and all this kind of stuff, and trying to establish his place and all that kind of stuff. you know. And so it was thrilling and daunting at the same time, because I'd been such an admirer of Steve and Martin for so many years, you know. And everybody else, to see everybody's wonderful work and what you all do on the show, you know. But Steve and Martin were such an inspiration for so long, you know, that it was thrilling to be there. So it was what you dream of. It involves not acting. You can just sort of be what you really are with people, you know.
Yeah, well, you did it beautifully. You were such a great addition. Before we say goodbye to you, would you want to play us another song?
Yes, I would. This is a song because Sherry and Bob, who are much younger than I, but still know this club that I worked at, Max's Kansas City, which was at 17th and Park Avenue South.
Oh, just to clarify, Sherry and Bob were our directors of episodes 5 and 6, right?
Correct.
Yes.
And so they knew this band, New York Dolls, primal New York band. Trash, don't pick it up. Come on, take my love away. Oh, trash, come on, pick it up. Come on, take my love away. Oh, trash, come on, pick it up. Come on, take my love away from me. And please don't tell me that you love me. That's trash.
What a good way to end the segment. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
it was
Michael.
such a pleasure.
Delighted,
And
man.
until next time. Now that we've seen it all, we've seen how everything plays out this season, we have got to check in with everyone's favorite captain. I am here with our showrunner, our co-creator, John Hoffman.
Hello.
Hello. What
Hi.
a finale.
Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. I had a great time
my.
watching it. I had a great time making it. I was extremely surprised. And the way it all comes together, John, is super satisfying.
Well, thank you. I hope so. We do our best with this amazing group of writers that I work with and producers, and you know, it's a challenge for sure to pull everything together from the season in surprising ways. So and funny, hopefully, ways. But poignant too. There's a lot to manage.
So when did you know? Not actually. When did you know? When did Keegan know what he did? When did he know?
That's a good question. There were a couple of permutations of what we were going to end up doing. It was a matter of just letting him know, just so you know, there's a deeper connection you have to this whole mystery story.
Right.
I let him know about the affair that the mayor was having with Sophia.
Right.
That had so much to do with what happened on the night
Yeah.
Nikki died and the night Lester died.
Yeah.
So that the mayor was central to that. The mayor was central to the casino bid, the layering in of the mayor of New York City is beholden to big money players and keeping them happy and all of that. So making a complicated mayor story was not that hard in New York City, turns out.
How did you come up with this corrupt mayor
I don't
idea?
know where it came from.
Politics
but,
are usually so pure.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
There's a lot of romance in this episode. A little bit of romance. What do we think the possibility of Mabel and Jay seeing each other again?
Well, I mean, it has been an ongoing thing. I mean, Selena Gomez would talk about, you know, sort of like, oh no, I just cycle through these love interests.
She really does.
I know, and it's true. I mean, it is an ongoing sort of thing for Mabel that, you know, it's there hasn't been anything permanent, but I do think there was some lovely connection between Jay and Mabel, despite everything, and there's a lot of everything.
There's a lot going on, yeah.
I don't know whether or not that's quite enough to have it linger on.
Right.
But there was something kind of exciting.
Sweet. It was a sweet, exciting, like, courtship, I think.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, we have a little surprise love between Vince Fish and Uma.
It's a little,
yeah,
there's a little something
it's
going on there.
A nice little moment there
Yeah,
that
that's
we
a little
didn't
gap.
expect. And then,
Yeah.
of course,
Howard's now wearing his sluttiest cardigan and going on a date with a Catch-Emilio boy.
Oh my God, that's the other big twisty turn for the romance. I know. And then a little bit of a last twisty turn for romance in Charles and Sophia's story, where Charles actually says no to a dangerous woman for the first time.
Yeah,
and
not
has
his
a big,
thing usually.
Not his thing. So yeah, that feels nice.
Yeah. Now we solve the mystery. Everybody's sort of part of it. I love that there's so many hands involved in solving the mystery this season. Our trio obviously are the major heroes, but Althea is such a big part of it. Miller the trash man is such a big part of it. It's so great. And we end solving the mystery down in that incredible casino set that we met in the first episode. And then we flash forward 3 months.
We do.
Everybody's happy. It's nice and bright and sunny.
Yes.
How long have you known you were going to kill off Cinda Canning in season 5?
It was something that I'd been thinking about for a while, but it was more in the offing. Like I knew that it couldn't be early. I love her so much. Tina and the character. And I felt that the deeper we go in telling these stories about this trio, and I'm always fascinated by why do people like telling stories? Why do people like listening to stories? What is it that's underneath the compulsion towards tragedy or knowing what really happened? I think Cinda's a particular character in that trio's lives. I mean, she was literally the one that brought them all together.
Season 6, where are we spinning? What do we have in store?
Season 6, well, goodness only knows. Season 6 is going to be obviously with someone as central to the whole enterprise of Only Murders in the Building, the reigning queen of everything podcast-wise, and the inspiration for our trio even giving this an attempt.
Yeah.
Feels really big for the show and for the trio. And I think it's, I think it's going to take us to origin stories. And I think knowing that that's the victim, it might take us to a place where what is the original place where a cozy murder mystery and a style and tone around telling these stories first was born.
New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Possibly.
No.
Unless it's Elizabeth.
Fans are going to lose their mind about this possible little tidbit. This is exciting. Season 6, Season 7, Season 8, Season 9, Season 10. Hopefully we'll be doing this show forever. It is a dream to be part of it. This is the only show I would ever want to sit and talk to people about for hours and hours.
Oh my God.
And you're one of my favorite people to talk to ever.
Michael.
Thank you for making the show. Thank you for making this season.
Well, thank you so much for doing this, for talking about it. And,
I love it.
I hope everyone who watches the show is continuing to love it. We do our best to set up and step it up for every season in some fresh way, and serve the amazing actors in our show like yourself and our amazing trio and everybody else. So I just feel incredibly grateful.
It's the
for
gift
this
that
whole
keeps giving.
Mad experience.
Well, thank you so much. We will see you next time.
Thank you, Michael.
Until then, keep rewatching our series and don't get murdered.
Do not get murdered.
Well, that's it for today. That's it for the season. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is not too late to subscribe or follow wherever you're listening or watching from. Leave us a rating and a review. I see them all, and I read them to my dog, who has always said that I would never amount to anything. Well, who's laughing now, Sharon? Who's laughing now? And who knows, we might release some fun bonus content between seasons that you won't want to miss. See you soon. Watch and listen to the Only Murders in the Building official podcast, available on Hulu and wherever you get your podcasts. And don't miss Only Murders in the Building, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.